Yeah, it's a pretty good look side by side. What up? What up? Huh? Oh, you want me to start the car?
Let me hear it.
You want me to start it?
Yes, sir.
I'll fire it up. I'll fire it up for you. It's gonna be pretty bright, so let me close that a little bit. Yeah. So today, it's not doing too much. Like I mentioned previously, I was gonna do a video and did some practicing tint on the Blazer. It's not the best, but it's doable. There are a few flaws in there, a couple bubbles, but nothing too crazy. Surprised I did do it sooner, but it does make a pretty big difference. But still debating if I want to do it myself or have somebody tint the windows for me. So I have the quarter windows out and the side windows are out also. So the only ones I do are the side and the back. The front, I won't do anything with it, but I do want to come out and clean up the quarter windows a little bit. So this one's pretty bad. I wish it looked more like that. It doesn't look too bad to clean up. This is still real tacky. So they've just been sitting inside since I took them out. So probably over a year and a half ago. They get new ribbon sealer for it for when they are ready to go back in. I went with the 5/16. I think online it says 3/8, but just went with a little bit skinnier layer, so it won't make that much of a mess when I put it on. But I think for now, I'm just gonna take this trim off. I think it separates from the window. Just have to take the nuts off, and that should push through and eventually just get everything cleaned up. So get all this old sealer off of it and clean it up. And I'm kind of, like I said, I've done everything else. The body work's not perfect, so eventually that might be redone. As far as the windows go, I don't know. I think I might tint them myself, or at least attempt to. If it's not looking right, just peel it off and see if somebody else could come and do it at the house. But for now, just gonna get these cleaned up, let you guys know what I use. I think for the most part, this is gonna suck. I don't know if I need heat and like a razor blade or a scraper. This, it might just be a, I don't know, same thing. Probably just use heat and get those cleaned up, get the actual windows cleaned up, and then get this trim off. Like I said, the trim, I think, just pulls right out. That's what the screws are attached to. So you see it separating there. Let's see. Yeah, so try not to make too much of a mess. Try not to get the sealer on the glass that much. But yeah, we'll get that all separated. I think that's just plastic, so we'll have to end up cleaning that up, scuffing it up, primer and paint it, and get it put back on. Wasn't too bad. I don't know, hold on. They are metal. Because if they're metal, I'm going to take them to my buddy and just have him blast them and powder coat them. So let me grab a magnet. What? I don't feel plastic, but I don't know. I'll double check. I don't know, but we'll get them cleaned up, get them painted, and eventually get them back on the car. As far as the windows themselves go, yeah, I'm gonna probably find a scraper and some Goo Gone and whatnot and get them all cleaned up, and then just clean up the windows. I don't know, I can't do fishbowl. I know a lot of people do it, but you gotta throw some white tint on it. Probably be about the 20% that's on the Blazer. So I just did the fronts on here. The back's already factory tinted, so 20% just to match it. Camaro was done when I got it, so those are pretty dark, pretty dirty right now, but those are real dark. And then the PT was done when I got it. Everything but the driver's side window for some reason, but that looks about the same, about 20%. So it's probably what I'll go with. I think the Elko that's like 15, or no, that was higher, so that's not as dark. But I did do the Elkos myself like 10, 11 years ago, only because no shop in the Denver area at the time would touch the window just because of how it curved. So I just ended up doing it myself. I don't think it turned out too bad, but used probably some cheaper tint, so probably time to at least retry it or redo it. But yeah, it's tough to see, but it's not too bad. The windows are in pretty bad condition, so that's why it looks like that. But yeah, let me get these cleaned up and we'll go from there. Alright, so I did look it up on some suggestions once I decided I didn't want to become Venom on how to clean these up or get that tape or ribbon sealer off. So you can see one looks better than the other. So this is the one that had all the stuff still intact. This is the one that was still wrapped up in that paper. So it's still pretty tacky, but I think I can get it to look like that. Like I said, this one has very little, if any, of the tape left. So I'll go back and try to clean this one up some more. So this one, like I said, it might have been easier because it's still more intact. So it came off in a lot bigger pieces, where the other one just came off pretty much like you see there. So the way that I did it, did have a razor blade. I didn't dig into it because this is still like a seal itself. So I just pretty much put the razor blade straight down on it and pretty much just smooth all the material in one direction. Try to bunch up as much as I can. But I did that while it was sitting in some soapy water. So some warm soapy water. Had that, pretty much put it all on the glass and all on the tape and stuff. So I try to work it while it's wet, and then to finish it off, I had half of a scraper. Not sure what happened to the other half, but I had half of the plastic scraper, and that helped remove a lot of it too. So yeah, that one cleaned up pretty nice, and then that one I'm gonna go back and hit it one more time and try to get that cleaned up. So the next step would be to, after I get it tinted, I'm still debating if these are plastic or metal, because a magnet wants to stick to them, but just in a few spots. But then like I look at the bolts or where it screws in at, and that kind of looks plastic, so that sounds metal. So just have to decide on that if I'm gonna paint them or see if my buddy could powder coat them or not. But yeah, they're cleaning up fairly nice. Rinse them off, so yeah, I think they're in pretty good condition. I got a little bit of the sticky stuff on the windows, but that's no problem. I'll clean those up and let them dry. So there's gonna be some moisture up in between there a little bit, so I'll let them dry. I'll set them on the inside. Sun's about to go down. I know I say it a lot, but you gotta love that view. One of the reasons I bought the house, or at least this lot, because I'll never build anything in front. I always have that mountain view minus the sun. So but yeah, let me clean up the other one. I was going to try Goo-Gone, but the soapy water and the scraper and the razor blade worked for me, so I did not touch the Goo-Gone yet. It's just some dish soap and warm water, so let me get back to it. Alright, got a little bit of Ravi over Grind School playing in the background. So I asked my buddy about these because I was confused if they were plastic, if they were metal, or what. Because a magnet would stick to the corner or a little piece, but it really won't stick to it. So I hit him up and I was like, man, are these metal or plastic? And he's like, they're pot metal and just chrome plated. So I was looking up if you're able to powder coat pot metal, and I think it has like a lower melting point than other stuff, so I think I'm just going to scuff it and paint it. I'll hit up my buddy just to double check, but I think that's the route I'm going to go. Just scuff these up, primer, and paint them black. And when I do those, I'll probably do the same with the window trims, so the front and the rear. I have a couple of them, so I have the front and the rear for that. I think I have an extra set for the Elko, and I might have one extra set laying around as a backup. But that's probably it for the day. Just getting these cleaned up. Attempted to clean up that second one. Did clean up a little bit more, but not like the first one. But I think it should still be okay. I'm gonna let them dry for a few days, and I'm gonna clean these up. Probably clean up the side windows, and then I'll make the decision if I want to tint the windows myself or not. Because like I said, I'm 50-50 with it. This side I started with, so came out a little worse. A few more bubbles in there, but it's a cheap tint. I think it's like 20-30 bucks at the auto parts store with the install kit on it. So definitely learned a little bit when I went to the other side, so that's why this one looks a lot better. So I might do it just to say I've pretty much done everything to the car. But yeah, these should be fairly easy outside of the car. Same thing with the side windows. Get those all nice and cleaned up, and eventually get them put back in. Order the door sweeps and all that. The weather stripping that goes around the side, and get everything put back in. I believe I have all the clips and bolts and everything, so I have to find those. But yeah, it's a pretty good look side by side. What up, what up? Huh? Oh, you want me to start the car?
Let me hear it.
You want me to start it?
Yes, sir.
I'll fire it up. I'll fire it up for you. So I guess it's how we're going tonight. Neighbor coming over just wants to hear the car again. So let's see what I can do.
She ready, I know she is. I know she is.
Let's see. I think everything's still hooked up. Ready?
Yep.
Something's off.
Wow.
Something's a little off, but yeah, it's looking good.
Do we got leaks?
It's probably just transmission.
I don't see no leaks.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh, in the middle.
Yeah, transmission.
Kennedy?
Yeah. I just priced out the drive shaft, so I'll probably get that done payday. So, yeah. But yeah, that's just, still need to get it tuned correctly. So that's why it's sounding a little off.
You sound real mean. Even with you off. You sound real mean.
But man, and then once I get these headlights adjusted correctly, but yeah, those look pretty good.
They look really great. They look really great. And she sound really great. Wait till you hear it.
I don't think I've seen it with the hood off. Or I think I've seen it. Woo! Yeah. She's gonna be a runner. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna end the night, man. I'm gonna call it a night. Enjoy that view. You're bad influence, man. You're bad influence.
Man.
Oh yeah,
Man.
those lights in there, man.
White interior. Be patient, baby. Be patient.